So what I'm going to be doing in this video is building a new paddleboard rack for my new Tahoe. I have a video on the paddleboard rack that I had built previously and that I've used on my old Tahoe, my Santa Fe, and decided that seeing as that I got a new Tahoe, I should just build a new rack. And that is what this video is about. Okay, so just a quick explanation of what I'm doing here so that everyone can get an idea of what I'm building. So on a prior video that is on my list of videos that I posted, this is part of a rack that I built for my paddleboards. And if you see the first video, you see that this was done differently with a bolt that I used to exchange from somewhere down here and then goes through here so that it'll tip. So here's my idea. I didn't want to build this again, so I'm just using what I had, and for the sake of expediency and getting it done. These are pins that I've placed on this part, and this is the sliding part to my new paddleboard rack. And as you can tell on this one, you know, it's had a number of iterations. There's a number of holes in here that I've put in order to make this thing work as I change vehicles. So now I have a brand new Tahoe, and I kind of wanted to do this different because the prior design was sufficient and worked fine. I just wanted to make it a little easier. So this is what I came up with. And I cut these pins off of a 1/4 inch or a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, it might be 3/8 bolt. And I just cut them and then drilled holes so the pins go inside here. And what happens is that this goes down, and then slides into the bottom piece of the rack. And as I come to the end, notice that it doesn't go down. Okay, it stays pretty much put. And then when I get to a certain spot, it just comes down. Now, those pins are holding it on this plywood. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but for the sake of not having to transfer a bolt from one place, hold the paddleboard while I'm doing it, this is supposed to allow me to let the paddleboard down, then bring the paddleboard up, slide just a hair, and now it's not going anywhere. All I got to do now is slide back to the right position, which is probably going to be somewhere around there, and then I'm going to put another bolt that goes through this, a single one, to stop it from going anywhere. Somewhere where it's not going to obstruct me sliding this back and forth or get the pins stuck. So we'll see how that works out. Now these are the bolts that I used in the past, and it just goes on there and it tightens down. Keeps it from going anywhere back and forth. The pin's now going to keep it from coming off the rack, but in order to from sliding back and forth as I'm driving, then that's what this bolt is going to do. So I've got one built, pretty much, and what I'm trying to do now is do the next one. So I'm going to record that so that you see how this works. And in order to get these off, I'll just slide through and then they'll just come off. So hopefully, at least in theory, this process is going to work a lot better than it had in the past. And of course, this is on the rack and this is down the side of the car, and hopefully I put it on there enough for it to come far enough down so that I can go ahead and put that out. And you can see it doesn't go anywhere. It does lift up from the top. And I think that, given that, I might have to put the bolt on this side. So that it doesn't move. It's not going to move in the back there, but this won't work. Because I don't want my paddleboard bouncing as I go there. Anyway. There's that part. Now this hasn't been glued. It just, let's see. Just gonna go like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and router those notches out so that, of course, I get my drop off. Okay, so the next process is to screw these down. Again, I'm not going to glue them because I want to get it all in the right place, and then I'll come back and glue them and screw them in to make sure that this lines up and then it's straight and I don't have any issues with the project. Now, what I've done in the past is this was the old one, and I just wanted to show you that this is screwed here, 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 and here, and there's two of them, and this sits on the existing rack. Never had any problems, but I've always been concerned with the thickness of this because this bolts to another one and that clamps down. So I might do it a little different. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get to that point and see how it comes out. So I'm routing this just by sight, freehanding it with the router. Grab a corner. That's number one. Now, as you can tell, this accounts for the angle that the bolt comes in and then slides down in there. So it's not a square, it's got an angle to it, and I kind of just figured that out, hit and miss. This notch is, I did it on a table router. It's kind of tricky to get it to where it's the right width and depth, and so it took a little bit to get it to where it's at. It's going to work out fine, hopefully the same as the other one did. Lines up cool. Looks okay. Probably a better job than what I started with, because I started with trying to do it with a chisel and that didn't work. So, this is just some waterproof material I bought to cover these. I did one rating, came out okay. I'm gonna do the second one on film so you guys can see it. Kind of just center it in between where the film is going to go. So we have a fold in it, and I want to use that fold, so I'll try and fold it. And just to make it a little bit stronger, and just use a staple so that looks a lot better. It looks a lot tighter. So this is the issue right here. Not sure. before. So I'll probably have to reapply this. I'm just using paint under wax. Slides a little bit easier. Sand it down eventually, but it seems to. And I'm not going to glue these in so that they have some travel. These are pins. Putting these little plates on the back of this so that the thing doesn't slide all the way out in case. I'll probably never go that far, but I want to make sure that they go in right. So good morning. I just wanted to record me getting the paddleboard on, and I'll record again once we get to Lake Natoma, me getting the paddleboard off. Well, here's a moment of truth. Will it go up and slide over? Okay, one more time. Remind me that I'll have to loosen the straps before I pull it out.
Kiddo, I'll remind you.
The water's high.
It is.
Why didn't you tell me that guy was running like this?
Sorry.